COVID is a spiritual disease. What do I mean? What does that mean? It means that everything that has happened in the past 5 months has been both a spiritual barometer and a separator, a giant filter, if you will. I've lost many friends I held dear in the past couple weeks because we have different opinions. Are masks safe and effective or not? Can we trust the science, and is it settled? Or is there more to that question? What is the best way to protect and save ourselves and others? It turns out that COVID has served to be the great revealer. It shows to us exactly who we are and what we believe. Someone once said that a man's God is the thing to which he turns in time of trouble, the thing to which he turns for knowledge, wisdom, safety, and actually deliverance. For some, it's money. For others, relationships. For others, sexual experience, or politics, or abstract truth, or spiritual experience, or energetic power, or even science. The great God of our time, which I believe is represented by the beast in Revelation, is probably the state. A state is that to which so many turn to for deliverance, possessing all wealth and power, and as a substitute for our parents which failed us, very commonly. But a close second, and now perhaps holding the number one spot, is science, or as the Bible calls it, science falsely so called, which I'm going to call, and others have called, scientism. While science ostensibly is a method of inquiry designed to arrive at truth via experimentation, which is what all of life is about, scientism is the belief that there are absolute truths and answers available via that method, and that particular edicts by particular scientists or collections of them are not to be questioned, must be followed with exactness, and lead to salvation. They tell us what to do, we do it, we are safe. What does that remind you of? Of course, they know what is best because they have done the experiments. They've crunched the numbers. They are devoted to truth above all else and have no financial or other ulterior motivations. We can trust them. Of course, the reality is scientists, just like everyone else, are people, subject to the same possibilities of virtue, passions, foibles, weaknesses, and corruption. So, what one scientist or a group of scientists together study, learn, and practice is as limited or as powerful as they each and all of them together are. Scientism has been used to manage us and to encourage us to be afraid of some things that we personally cannot know about, such as comets coming to destroy us from the skies, or the explosion of the sun at some future date, or changes in weather and climate patterns that could devastate the earth. Some of the things science preaches, such as nothing exploded for no reason without consciousness to become everything, sound just as mystical and unbelievable as any other creation story. Others, while seemingly plausible, may collapse under deeper inquiry, even or especially when they're in the so-called consensus. I'll speak more about that later. Seneca once said, "Religion is regarded by the common people as true, by the wise as false, and by the rulers as useful." I would suggest that we can say the same thing about science. In this way, might science simply be the newest religion? And, like any religion, its most devoted and fanatical followers grow angry when its edicts are questioned or its pronouncements ignored. They believe that all scientists, everyone who bears that title, or perhaps just a mainstream subgroup, are the bearers of truth through an inviolate method that leaves little room to doubt or question. In this way, they demonstrate it's their new religion. This is the main division that COVID has brought out. I have seen many people say, "I believe this person because they are a scientist." Somehow, they are seeming to filter out other scientists who don't belong to a particular sect of the religion they ascribe to, because they are heretics, after all, and if we don't burn them at the stake, we should at least mock and ridicule them. My experience has been that each person, scientist or no, needs to be tested by their fruits. When one looks deeper, some seem trustworthy, others, not so much. Just like any preacher of any religion or anyone else in the world. If nothing else, COVID has given us a chance to analyze and understand critically our spirituality in the context of a life-threatening pandemic. What is it that we do believe and why? Is our faith based on results, demonstrations of power, something else? Where does our faith go if our priests of scientism falter, or can they? These are good questions, not without import and real-world consequences. While I am sad that I have lost those whom I have lost, I'm grateful to understand who in my life worships what even more clearly, so that I can know how best to invest my limited time and efforts, and how to express and explore my spirituality and my meaning in my life. How about you? Please like, subscribe, and comment. This has been Ryan Orrock.